I have my paper, which I will probably use afterward, but mostly for the outside, just because the inside I've pretty much got down. I am going to start my air brakes check. I am going to do a safe start, wait for everything, including my ABS light, to turn on and off, and whatever safe start mechanism there is for it to turn on and off. In this case, it was an engine light that turned on, flashed, and then turned off, which means it is safe to start my bus. I am going to start my bus, and I am going to wait for it to build to cut off in the air tanks, which should be around 120 psi. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to check my tanks and make sure that they do not lose any air. I am going to press my foot on the service brake. I'm going to turn the bus off. I am going to turn it back on and pull off the parking brake and wait for it all to settle. And once it is all settled completely, I am going to start a 1-minute timer and watch to make sure that there is no loss of air beyond 3 psi per the minute. My timer is at 53 seconds now.
It would put me. It really would.
I don't mind it when the bus is on, but 3, 2, 1. There's my 1 minute. I have not lost any air. And I am going to now bleed off my brakes until the emergency brake pops out. My alarms should come on, and my visible and audible alarm should come on between 80 and 60. The only thing that makes me uncomfortable about this is that it starts rolling the first time you do it, and you're like, ugh. All right, there is my alarm at around 70 and my visible and audible. E-brake popped around 30. Listen. I'm going to rebuild. I'm going to start the bus again and rebuild my air pressure back up to cutoff, which should be at 120. And then I will do my parking brake test. now we will build to cut off, which should be 120. I've never had them be different before. Next time. They went off one right after the other, but it was like a second or two difference, that was all. That's why I said each. But they're both still building about the same. Air brake 2 is just like the tiniest bit ahead of air brake 1.
Okay, nice sunshades. What the heck? Sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't know who installed them.
I know.
Nice.
Dang.
I'm jealous.
Way to go.
My air tank 1 is still a little behind air tank 2, but it's still building. It's such a weird offset. It's fine. We're still building. That's what matters. It's not a detrimental amount. Okay, at about 122 psi, my cutoff has been reached. I am going to do my parking and emergency brake test now. And to do that, I will put my bus in gear and I will bring the RPMs up to about 900. So I am going to put my bus in gear and I am going to pull my RPMs up to about, and we have not moved, which means that my emergency electrical fault, my emergency brake is functional. That distracted me so hard, the electrical fault. I wonder what for. I am now going to do my rolling brake test. To do this, I am going to I will put the bus in gear, release the parking brake, roll at about 5 miles per hour, and then press on the service brake to make sure that it does not pull to either side and that it stops completely. Come on. Why do I have to fight with all of them? Okay, I'm pulling forward now. Please hold on one. Thank you. And I'm pressing on my brakes now. The bus did not pull and it stopped completely. I will secure my bus. Press on. My bus did not pull and it stopped completely, which means my service brake it's even. I remember that word, but I don't right this minute. And that it is operational. That concludes my air brake check.
Wonderful job. You can proceed on, Joe.